Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for supporting the Children of Armenia Fund tonight. I want to congratulate the Children of Armenia Fund, all the hardworking staff, volunteers, founder, Dr. Garo Armen. It's an honor for us to be here tonight. I think I just wanted to also acknowledge a couple of individuals who really have made this special for us. One of them was our amazing hostess, Andrea Martin. Please give her a round of applause. She's working very hard. She just came off of Hairspray Live and was just unbelievable. And she's probably one of the most amazing Broadway actresses in history, and she happens to be Armenian, so we're very proud. Amazing to meet her. I also wanted to thank Tony Shafrazian, who spoke just a few minutes ago. As you can see, Tony is a force of nature. I'm just going to give you a very quick antidote. We're not on our usual clock, so Terry and I are going to just take a couple of seconds. But I had the pleasure of meeting Tony through a couple of our mutual friends, Mr. Mike Medavoy, who's a producing partner of mine, and Serge Tankian, who donated his beautiful paintings for the auction. And they just told me that this gentleman wanted to meet with me, and he was very kind and very, let's just say, he was fearless and relentless. I eventually got a bunch of messages from Tony, all of them about 2 to 3 minutes on my voicemail, but they were as passionate as you just heard on the stage. Of course, when I called him back, he said, "Can you call me back in 10 minutes?" After 2 days of messages, he was just on the move, and he was on the move for this event. He was trying to raise as much money as possible, and you can see how proud he is and what a good person he is and what a good heart he has. So please give Tony a round of applause. You know, anytime we are speaking, I feel it's very important for me to say this, and I wanted to say this the first time we're speaking on the East Coast about the film. But nothing would be possible if it wasn't for the generosity and kind heart of Kirk Kerkorian. Kirk was fearless, Kirk was dedicated to the project, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. We should think about that every day. He brought us this far, and now it's up to the rest of us to take it home. Thank you. I also wanted to thank the gentleman I'm going to introduce, Theri Ջրջը, for being a true partner in every way on this film, from his creativity as a writer and his skill as a director. Terry has been really in the trenches with us every step of the way, and all of us, not just Armenians, but all of us should know that he's a real human rights advocate. And when we think about humanitarian awards, I think about the people that actually put it out there on the line, and that's why I always felt it was important for the film to be acknowledged. And of course, Terry represents everything about the film, so it's an honor for me to be here with Terry, always. Just want to say a few words about also why tonight is special. When Andrea and Tony asked us about December 9th, there's a special day, and many of you might not be aware, but December 9th is now an official day in the United Nations for the recognition of victims of genocide and prevention of genocide. That's today, December 9th. In 1948, the United Nations adopted a resolution. Basically, they adopted the Convention of Genocide document and statements. And here we are now, many years later, and on this day, we announced that the promise will have wide distribution in April 28th, the first Friday following April 24th. It will be all over the world, and we brought it to this point. We need all of you to support the film, and not just everyone in this room, but everyone you know, because it's more than just about Armenians. It's about how people treat each other, how the theater is being replayed in front of our eyes for ethnic groups around the world, sadly, many places. And it's humbling for us because we, thanks to the generosity of Mr. Krikorin, are going to donate every penny of this film to charitable organizations. So please help us do that. The more you support, the more we will support other organizations. Thank you very much. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Terry Ջրջը.
Thanks. I had two surprises already tonight. I'm Irish, and it's one of the first times I didn't get to say the word fuck before someone else. And the second surprise was that my inkjet printer and a sponge could generate so much money. So I'm going home to take in the trash tonight to see if I can find those sponges again. But on a serious note, well, on a not so serious note, yeah, I'm Irish, and I have no physical blood connection with Armenia. But the spiritual blood connection that I have between the Irish and the Armenians, the fact that a single event, the Armenian genocide and the Irish famine, is burnt into the soul of both of our nations, gave me not just a reason, but an obligation to do this film. And there's a man who I think is here tonight, the great Professor Peter Balakian. Is he here? Where is he? Yeah. Okay. There he is. I've never met this man, right? I have lived with him for 3 years now, with his books, with Bishop Balakian's books, and I tried to take that experience and put it into this film. And the reason I did that is because film is the greatest way to communicate to the rest of the world what the experience that the Armenians or the Irish or the Jews or the Rwandans or the Cambodians have. Our history of the Holocaust is defined by Schindler's List. Our history of the Cambodian genocide is defined by the killing fields. For better or worse, our history of the Rwandan genocide is defined by Hotel Rwanda. Films have that impact. And for 100 years, the Turkish government has suppressed the opportunity for filmmakers, directors, producers, writers to express what happened to the Armenian nation in 1915. It has been wiped off the face of the earth through pressure from the Turkish government. For the first time, I was given the opportunity by Kurt Krikorin and by Eric and those people to tell that story. And I hope with my life that we will be able to tell that story to the rest of the world. That what happened in 1915, which defined the word genocide, will become the acid case, the judgment for anything that goes afterwards. We have to put out to the world what happened in 1915, which led to the Holocaust, which led to Cambodia, which led to Rwanda, which led to Darfur, it led to Syria today. And unless people know what went on, then it's going to keep happening. And we have a movie that will either fly or not with the critics. But what matters is that people learn what happened in the Ottoman Empire at that time. And we rely on everyone when we come out to go and see the movie, to bring their friends along to see the movie, to spread the word about it. Because that's how we get the message out. And that's what I hope. I don't care about awards or whatever. I want people in Beijing, in Beirut, in Belfast, in Bangkok to know what happened in the Armenian genocide. That's the most important thing. Thank you. So, Eric and I will speak anywhere. We'll stand in front of any audience. We'll stand in front of any crew. We'll sign any autographs you want. We have to get people to the cinemas to see what went on in 1915 and spread the word and have people never say again, I didn't know what happened. Thank you very much. Thank you.